Hey, my name is Vinu and today we are going to produce a product video ad from scratch with just your phone, no fancy equipment, sitting at home and using the easiest online video editing software, InVideo. What if I told you the video ad that you just saw took me just 4 hours and with a budget of less than $20. Let me take you through everything I needed to make this video ad possible. To begin with, this is the main subject of our shoot, an instant coffee powder. You can buy it from any local store, or you can just replace it with your personal product. And then we have this cake decoration turntable that you can buy for $3.5 It rotates in a stable motion, so it's quite useful for some kind of shots. And then I bought these coffee beans for around $15. You can buy it from a coffee shop or any local store. I picked up some crockeries from the kitchen. So there's a mug and some crockeries, and there's some incense sticks that I will use to create a smoke effect. So you can buy these for like 5 cents. And then there is this double-sided tape that I would require to stick certain props to certain things for some shots. And also this black chart paper that I'm going to use as a backdrop for a lot of shots. So I bought this for like 20 cents. And of course your laptop that we can use to edit the video, and your phone camera that you will use to shoot the whole video. So I've done the preparations for the first shot. I've laid down all the coffee beans that I had on a black chart paper. I'm going to put the phone in slow motion mode, and I'll ask my friend to hold it from here. The idea is that I'm going to drop the instant coffee powder product onto the coffee beans in a slow motion shot. Since we're not using any fancy lighting, we're just gonna use a naturally lit room, and for additional light to focus on the coffee beans and the subject and the coffee product, we're gonna put a flashlight on a camera on a phone and just place it here, just so that the lighting is there on the subject. So this is where I just adjust the frame and finalize the frame a bit. So I'm just going to have a look at the frame and also lock the focus. This is the final position of the product on the coffee beans. So I'm just going to lock the focus right here. So let's look at how our shot has come out, and I'm going to open InVideo and a blank canvas, create a folder on InVideo, and then I'm going to upload that shot and have a look at what are the parts that I can take out from it. Next shot, I'm going to use these coffee beans. I'm going to ask my friend to hold the camera like this in slow motion mode, right above the table. I'm going to hold some coffee beans in my hand, and I'm going to throw them upwards towards the camera and record it in slow motion mode. So as you can see, this is a main frame. But before performing the action, I have to lock the focus at a certain point of time, so that the coffee beans, when falling or just coming upwards, there's a part where they are in focus and then they move out of focus. So I'm just gonna hold my hand like this, and I'm just gonna lock the focus here. So at this point, if the coffee beans come upwards, they're going to be in focus. For the next shot, I'm using a turntable, and I've used tape, a double-sided tape, to stick the product on the turntable so that it doesn't fall off when I'm rotating it. For the backdrop, I'm going to use this black chart paper. I'm going to ask a friend to hold the black chart paper. I'm going to turn off the lights and close all the curtains so that the only source of light is a flashlight that I'm going to keep it here so that it directly falls on the product. Our last few shots are going to be very simple shots, like opening the cap and showing the product in a close-up view and pouring the coffee in a cup, etc. So this is going to be our last frame of the whole video. So as you can see, I'm placing the main product here and also a cup of coffee here. It is not hot. It's a little difficult to maintain. Keep the steam going on. So we're going to use a substitute. We're going to use some incense stick, and I'm going to use a tape to stick it right underneath the base of the table so that the smoke comes from behind both the subjects. Since the smoke from the incense stick will not be visible on a white background, we're going to use a black chart paper as a backdrop, and I'll ask the friend to hold it from behind. So as you can see, the smoke is very clearly visible in a much better way on a black backdrop. So the position of the camera is going to be in a pullback motion. So I'm going to just place the camera here and hold it slowly and take the shot. If your camera has a pro mode, it's an advantage for you because you can adjust the temperature, the shutter speed a little bit to tweak and make the shot pop a little bit. We're done with the production part of the video. Before moving to editing the video, if you are already an intermediate or advanced user, you can watch this video on 1.5 or 2x. I've also templatized this video on InVideo and added the link in the description below. Now it's time to get on to the editing part of the video ad. So I've already created a folder named coffee ad. All the footages that I've shortlisted are here, and I can just hover over them to have a preview, or I can just open them and trim the part that I like the most. So let's say if I select this video here, I only want the part where my hands are not visible and it's only the coffee beans on the frame. Maybe I'm just gonna scrub through them and see if I can choose any part from this particular footage. How I want to start the whole edit is by selecting the music first. So I already have a couple of music that I had in mind when I was scrolling before. So I'll just go to the music library and I'm gonna search for juke, guitar man. Yeah, yeah, this is the song that I had shortlisted earlier, so I'm just gonna add it, and I'm gonna click on the replace button and replace it with the existing music. The reason why I've chosen the music first, because I want to adjust the timing of all the scenes and the sequence of everything according to the beats of the music. So let's just have a look at the preview and then just decide where to put the cue and cue for the next scene. Just gonna zoom in a bit so that I can have a look at the waveform, audio waveform a little bit closely. So at this beat I need the second scene to come in, so I'll duplicate the scene and I'm gonna delete this footage. I'm just gonna put the timing of the scene duration to as low as 1 second so that it automatically gets adjusted with the video duration. Like we did previously, we're just going to duplicate the scene, set the duration as low as 1 second, and I'm just gonna delete this footage and moving on to our next footage. I really like this scene, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this scene into 2 parts, and they're going to play at the same time. It's just that the second part will be a more close-up view of the brand Davidoff. So let me just show what I mean by that. I want the whole duration of this entire shot to be till here, but inside this particular time duration I want it to be in 2 parts. So I'm just going to trim it till here maybe, and then I'm gonna make a copy of it. I'm just gonna duplicate it, and in this scene I will make sure that it starts with this point where it ends here. Like for example, it ends at 1.15 seconds, so I'm going to make sure that the fourth scene, or the second part of this entire shot, begins with 1.16 seconds. So let's just put the timeline. So it's supposed to begin from here. Let me just stretch it, and then I'm going to trim this part. Let's just have a look at if we are able to divide the scenes into 2 parts successfully or not. So as you can see, these are 2 scenes, but when it's playing it's looking like 1 shot. So what I want to do with the second shot is I want to zoom in the brand name. So I'm just going to select the video clip. Oops. I'm just going to crop it till the brand name, till here. Let's have a look at the preview. To our 5th scene, I'm just going to make another copy of the last scene. changing the time duration as 1 second again, deleting the footage. And yes, so our next scene is just a very simple shot of opening the coffee lid and showing off the coffee powder. I'm going to apply the same technique that I used in the third scene to create the fourth scene. So I'm just going to create a fifth and sixth scene out of the fifth scene. So I'm going to trim the scene till this beat right here, make another duplicate of it, and then stretch it a bit. So let's note down the timing where the scene 5 ends. So at around 7.70 seconds we'll have to begin the scene 6. Repeating the same process again, making a duplicate. The time duration seems fine, it's less than 1 second, so I'll just delete the footage. And the shot where we are pouring coffee into the cup, it's a pretty long shot because it's in slow motion, so obviously we'll have to divide it into 2 parts anyway. So but I want the first part and the last part, I want to highlight the first part and the last part. So I'm going to pick something from the first part and then I'm going to choose something from the last part. I'm just gonna crop it because I don't want the same frame to repeat again, so I only want to focus on the froth part and the coffee falling in the cup. So last frame, so I'm just gonna trim the scene 8 till this beat, and then I'm just gonna duplicate this scene again, the same process. It should stay for a few more seconds, I think a couple of more seconds at least, so I'm just gonna stretch it. So yeah, I'm satisfied with the whole the sequence of all the footages, so I think now let's move on to the animations part and transitions part. So if you can see, the shot has already a lot of activity going on, so I'm just going to leave it like that, and moving on to our next shot, which is the product falling on the coffee beans. Since it's falling on the coffee beans, maybe I can try adding some animation to the footage. So I'm just going to select the footage, click on animation, and let's see what can we add to enhance it. Search for bounce, and let's have a look at how this looks. Third and fourth scene look good the way they are right now, so I'm not gonna touch them. Maybe from moving from scene 8 to scene 9 there can be a transition. Since it's going to a smoke background, we can add a smoke transition. So let's have a look at the transitions that we have already. There are a lot of transitions that you can use, but let's see if we can look for something that goes with the tone of our video right now. So let's try out smoke from right. I'm quite happy with the video overall, so I'm just gonna add the text in the last frame. So I'm just gonna select the last frame, go to the text option in the left panel. There are a lot of different kind of text options and effects that you can add. Let's check out some shapes. I just want to add a line, so I search for a line, and here it is. I'll change the color to white. It's looking a little thick right now, so I'm just gonna squeeze it in. And I'm gonna place it right in the middle of the tagline and the brand name. I'll add a shape, a 16:9, a rectangle. Change the color to black, opacity to maybe 40%, I don't know, let's try it, and place it right beneath the text. I want the overlay to start from the beginning, so maybe we can just trim it from the middle or somewhere here. So the overlay is going to start from here, so the footage is not completely overshadowed by the overlay. The text can also come a little later then. Yeah, it's starting from here, and maybe the tagline can come maybe a few microseconds after the brand name. So the overlay is coming a little abrupt, so we'll have to give it a little fade in animation. Now let's see how it looks. So I think I'm pretty much done with the video. Let's just have a look at the final preview, and if there are any adjustments, we'll do that. Otherwise, I think the video is good to go. Enjoyed watching this video, we'd actually like you to try this out for your product and share the videos with us.
Đăng ký dùng thử miễn phí phần mềm tạo video tại trang web InVideo.vn.